The Raptors have their first real winning streak of the season, and do they have a new bench mob? Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Raptors. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Ryan Wolstat of the Toronto SUN. And Ryan, make it 3 wins in a row, a season-high win streak for the Raptors, which does say a lot about this team this year, but it's hard to knock what they've been doing lately. That being said, this is a young team that has remade pretty much their entire roster this year with an eye towards the future. Do you think they should be trying to get into a play-in spot, or should they be aiming for the draft lottery instead?
I think at this point, they should be aiming for the play-in tournament for a number of reasons. I mean, I think one of them is simple math. Like, they have to trade their pick to San Antonio if it's not in the bottom six. And right now, the math is just not good that they're going to keep it, even if they lose. But there's no way to catch the bottom five teams. Basically, they're just absolutely terrible. And no matter how many games the Raptors lose the rest of the way, they're just not going to do it. So that's basically leaving you maybe one chance to catch a Memphis for futility and a couple other teams maybe. But even then, they changed the lottery rules, so you don't even like the odds of staying at six are actually there's better odds you fall and give away the pick than stay there. And I mean, it's yeah, there's odds that you move into the top four, but there's also a lot of odds similar around 9% that you drop to 7, 8, or 9, which would mean you lose that pick. So I just don't think it makes sense for that reason. Another big reason is next year's draft is projected to be far stronger than this one. And I don't think the Raptors want to tie a hand behind their back. Yes, they should be better next year. And the plan is to go for the playoffs and the play-in for sure next year. But you never know. What if Scotty Barnes gets injured? Then you're going to get a lottery pick. You want to trade that to San Antonio in a better draft? Not really. And I also think they should be trying to get some more experience. They got Scotty Barnes a playing game last year. They should try to do it again this year. They have, Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett are used to the playoffs in New York. I think they need to get them back in. Jakob Poeltl as well. He's sick of being on losing teams like he was on San Antonio. I think it'd be a big thing to get in, and for all those reasons, I just think it makes more sense. And plus, they have Indiana's pick this year, which is probably going to be somewhere between 16 to 18 anyway. So I just don't see the reason to. A lot of people say there's not much difference between the pick the Raptors would get if they somehow get it this year, like sixth or whatever, and like 16th. So I just say for all those reasons again, just play for the play-in, give the fans something to cheer about, and give them something to build on the team.
So when you look at this roster, the Raptors have got some impressive play off the bench with the likes of an improved Grady Dick, Ochai Agbaji, and Kelly Olynyk, who of course came over in at that trade at the deadline. Do they have a new bench mob, in your opinion?
I think they might. They just might. Like they're looking really, really good together. Grady Dick is playing like literally lights out. He's 50% from three in February, looking really good off the ball. He's got defenders running at him because they're scared. I mean, it's like imagine back in the day if Jason Capono was actually dangerous and would shoot the three. That's going way back for Raptor fans. But like it's like this guy is lethal and he's not afraid to let it fly, and he also knows to put it on the floor. He's also really good cutting, and Kelly Olynyk is a maestro. If you're cut, he's going to find you. He's got, obviously Nikola Jokic is several levels better as a player, but he's got some Jokic in his game. He will find you. RJ Barrett loves to cut, so when they're playing him with the bench mob, it works really well. Or they've played Scotty Barnes with those guys, and he's also a great passer. Same with Emmanuel Quickly. So it just really works. And Ochai Agbaji, like he's really shown something. 13 points and 14 his last two games, plus playing really good defense. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of offense there. Like he might never be a creator for himself, but he's a guy that cuts as well. He's a guy that's really good from the corners, can shoot the three, and he's just looking like a nice piece. So I think overall they seem to have found something. And Bruce Brown is just a guy, even when he doesn't score much, he's just the ultimate glue guy, has always been his rep. There's a reason he played huge minutes on title contenders and a team that won in Indiana and in Brooklyn before that. Like he's just a connector. Olynyk's a connector. And it's just it's interesting because it's been a long time since they've had a bench that puts a lot of pressure on opponents, and that's how regular season teams get good, because they just outlast opponents by having more depth. And obviously, to start the year, the Raptors were terrible and didn't have anything close to depth. And even after trading two of their best players, somehow they've got more depth.
Yeah, they definitely look like a lot more of a complete team right now with those guys that you mentioned. As always, you can leave your Raptors thoughts in the comments section below or send us an email at torontoraptors@postmedia.com. For Ryan Wolstat, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time.